Hi everybody, welcome to my live. We're here, whether I'm ready or not. I think I'm ready. It was kind of a rush to get on. As always, I cut it too close, getting home from work and getting ready. But anyway, here we are. Thank you for joining me. It is Tuesday, and we're gonna make some really fun cards tonight. Let me just make sure I come up on, okay, I'm on the iPad. That means I am live. Hi, Kelly. How are you? All right. So it's been an interesting week. Hi, Pam. Thank you for sharing. We did get ice storms last week, so it was kind of crazy. We have some trees behind our house, and I think they hit the power lines, or there's a transformer or something exploded about 5 o'clock in the morning and started this like big fireball. So then it started the trees on fire. So my husband had to call the fire department. And then it exploded again. And the second time it exploded, we lost power. And it exploded 2 more times after that. It was pretty spectacular to watch, but a little bit too close and a little scary. So we probably didn't have power for about 4 hours, I want to say. But then I went to work. I was like, all right, I need to go someplace where it's light and we have warmth. And the power went on shortly after I went to work, but then my husband said it went out a few more times during the day for like half an hour here, and then it went off a few more times. So I feel like we made out pretty good. I know some people in Austin are still without power. At least that's what I heard this morning. Hi, Renee. How are you? Thank you for sharing. So anyway, it was an interesting week. The roads weren't bad, though. When I got on the road, it wasn't too icy. So I feel like we get this really bad weather like one time a year. Hopefully we're past it for the year. It's pouring rain outside right now. We're supposed to get storms tonight, but you know, they'll just be regular storms if we get them, so we should be fine. But if the power goes out and we lose our feed, that's what happened. But I don't think it's anything severe. Anyway, hope y'all are having a good week. I hope you're having decent weather where you are. I know there was some more bad weather across the country this week, so I hope everybody's safe and warm. Hi, Carol. We are going to have some fun tonight. I've got some fun projects to show you, and we're going to get started in just a second. So every week I've been running a little contest for sharing, and thank you to everyone who shares. I really appreciate it. It makes a big difference. And so this week, the prize that I'm giving away, well, actually from last week, but the winner is for this 3D embossing plate, this metal. Okay, and this week's winner was Pam. So Pam, congratulations to you. I have your address, so I will be putting this in the mail for you. So our contest for this week, if you share, I'm going to give away 2 things. First, I have this package of ribbon, and this is the red and green ribbon. It's from Christmas. You're welcome, Pam. It's from Christmas. But you know, red you can still use for Valentine's Day, green for St. Patrick's Day. I think it's really nice ribbon that we had. And I'm also going to give, these are new. These are the iridescent pastel gems, and these are really, really pretty. I just got some paper, I think, that goes with this little suite of products. And when you put these next to the paper, oh my gosh, wow, they're amazing. So this will be the prize for next week. All you have to do is share. Write that you shared in the comments so I know. And I look also not just at the Facebook here and my business page Facebook, but also I look on YouTube too, because people do share on YouTube. All right, so I think we're ready to get started. I'm going to turn my camera down, tell you about a couple of things, and we'll make some fun cards. All right, let's see, what's that look like? Good. All right, so Stampin' Up! Came up with a couple of really fun things that started the 1st of February. So that was the day after we were on last time. And there's more to celebrate. So Celebration has been going on. There's 1 month left. And they added some products to Celebration that you can get for free. So I got this free Enjoy the Journey paper already. And I got this Eden's Garden bundle, which is super awesome. So that is a stamp set. And I got the dies to go with it, and I got that free with a $100 purchase. So I'm looking forward to using that. I have not used that yet. In addition to free celebration items, and you can look on the website to see this or email me and I can send you that flyer. they have some new online exclusives that came out. Now these will be for customers, I think March 1st, and for demonstrators can pre-order some of these products. And I think there's going to be more products too. So that's going to be really fun. I already got this classic letters stamp, so I'm looking forward to using that as well. You can see these letters are nice. They're a nice size. They're classic. There's little things to go with it. So I got that this week too. So I'm excited about trying some of this new stuff and still working our way through the celebration catalog. This week we're working out of the mini catalog, and this catalog runs till April. And we're going to use the Share a Milkshake bundle tonight and make some really cute cards. All right, so let me show you. These are the cards that we're going to make. So I have this, You're the Cherry on top, Life is Sweeter with You, Be My Valentine, and then I have this root beer float candy. So we're making a little holder for this to go into and a little root beer float on the front. All right, so here is the Share a Milkshake stamp set. There's nothing left in here pretty much because we're using all the stamps tonight, so I've already got them on blocks. These are the dies that go with it to help cut everything out. So that's super fun. I'm going to keep these right to the side because we're going to use some of them. So this is going to be the first card we do right here, the You're the Cherry on top. What else I've added to this are the scalloped contours dies, which I love and use pretty much every week. So I use this die, and then I use this smaller one to cut out the polished pink. So we've got that. And then I also used the layering circles dies just to cut out the sentiment. So if you get the make and takes this week, and you guys know if you place an order of $35 or more with me by Saturday, you get these make and takes for free. Here's the host code right here for orders under 150. If you spend more than 150, you'll get rewards. So, but I'll still send you the make and takes. But anyway, what I was going to say is you need the stamp set and the dies to cut out the Share a Milkshake, but any of the other shapes like the circles and the scallops, I'm going to cut out for you and put in your kit, so you don't have to have a million die sets because we're using a lot of different dies tonight. So I'll do all that cutting for you and put it in your packet. All right, so I think we're ready to get started. Oh, the other thing I used was the Quatrefoil embossing folder to emboss this background right here. All right, so let me get our first set of things. All right. So we're starting with polished pink. This is one of my favorite colors. I love pink, but polished pink is really beautiful. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then the next layer is the basic white cut from the scallop shapes dies. So that's going to be our layer that goes right here. The Quatrefoil folder, let me get it to show you. This was just run through the die machine, and it just sets right inside there, and you run it through and it comes out, and ta-da, your paper is perfect and beautiful. This is this might be my favorite pattern of all of them for the embossing folders. So that's going to be a layer. Polished pink, we're going to put a layer there. So let's start by doing our stamping. A little piece of silver foil for the spoon. Very cute, right? All right, so I'm going to try, I haven't done this before, but there's this piercing mat, and I'm going to see if this makes a difference when I stamp. I have a pretty good hard surface, but I just want to see if the stamps come out a little bit more clear. All right, so I think I'm going to use polished pink to do the sundae cup. So we'll start with that. So there's 2 stamps for this, and we're going to layer them. This is kind of one stamp that kind of gives you the outline, and then this is kind of like the background part of it. So I'm going to start by doing this in polished pink. You could also use Sweet Sorbet if you wanted to. So I'm just going to stamp that right like that. Then I'm going to take the one that goes with it, and I'm actually going to stamp it first on a scrap paper and then stamp off, so it's going to be a lighter color. And I'm just going to line it up right like that. And that's it. That's our cup. Now, I think when I was at the convention in Dallas, we had the convention we went to for Stampin' Up! Last November. I saw someone use this, so I'm just taking some Scotch packaging tape, and I'm just going to put it right over to give our glass kind of a shiny finish, okay? So it just adds a little bit of shine, not much, but a little bit of a glossy finish to make it look more like a glass. So we will do that and run it through our die cutting machine. Okay, what else do we need to stamp? Well, I'm gonna take some Versamark and I want to emboss the white. Let me close this up. Ice cream layer. Okay, so this is our ice cream layer. I'm gonna stamp it in Versamark, and we'll just do it right here because we're gonna cut this out. All right, I'm gonna add some white embossing powder. And I think this just adds a little bit of texture to it, makes it just a little bit more than just the flat white that you can just die cut out. You can see how that kind of looks like that, and then we're gonna use the heat tool. Looks like I missed a little spot there. Can you see how that looks? All right, let's get our heat tool out. Let me clean this off. I think it makes it look just like a little more, I don't know, foamy, ice creamy. You could also just sparkle it with some Wink of Stella. I just wanted to add a little something to it. All right, so what else do we need to add? We need to add a cherry, and I'm going to stamp that in Sweet Sorbet. I think the cherry is really cute. So we'll do our cherry right here. And then we have the little straw. So we're going to die cut that as well. So I'm just going to line that up right here. And I think that's it. We still have to stamp our sentiment. So we might just, I should have done that at the same time I did the ice cream, because we're also going to emboss that in white. All right, so this one says, "You're the cherry on top." And I'm using Versamark. I'm going to stamp it right in the middle. Okay, and the white again. This one I'm going to have to get out my little tool, or I'm going to burn my fingers. Okay, let me just grab that, and then we're ready to heat emboss. Okay, so now we have to do a little bit of die cutting. Looks like I just have a little tiny bit right there, but that's okay. Put some of this away. All right, now I'm gonna get out my new Boho Blue mini machine, and you know there's an ordering special for this where you can get this. You can purchase, I think it's $175 worth of product for $129, and you get the machine also. So what a bargain. If you're looking for a die cutting machine, this is a great one. It's just a cute little mini one, and it cuts out a lot of different size dies. It doesn't cut out everything because it's not as big as the full-size one, but it's a pretty good start. I'm going to take some, it seems like when you put the packing tape on, it's a little bit slippery. So I'm going to tape it on here to make sure it doesn't move when it goes through the machine. So let me get it lined up. Hold on. I need a flat surface to do that. I know it's out of the camera for a second, but all I'm doing is taping it just to hold it in place. And even the little small ones, I like to tape because they move around so much. Okay, and this one's hard to tell, right? Because you could also use washi tape for this too, or Post-it note, whatever you have. Because it's white on white, right? So it's kind of hard to see the edge, but we're gonna get it figured out. I think that looks pretty good right there. And then we have our little cherry and the straw. So these little dies are really fun. And these would make cute Valentine's card, cute birthday cards, whatever you want to do with them. Okay, cherry. And just a little straw. Which I probably cut the stamp just a little bit close to my cherry, but there we go. Let's send it through. Isn't this machine cute? And I love the color. And it's super easy. It just flows right through. Nice even pressure. You can hear that little clicking of it cutting the paper. All right, let's see how everything came out. That looks good. To me, the cherry is the trickiest one. That's not bad. We've got our straw. And we've got our little glass. Okay, I think we're ready to put a card together. Let me put my dies away because I don't want to lose them or accidentally throw them out. Okay. Let's start with this layer, and I'm just going to take some seal and attach it. I'm gonna, sometimes after you run it through the emboss machine, the paper's a little more fragile, so I'm gonna put my adhesive on the solid white, and then I'm just gonna center this. That looks really pretty. And then, you know what? We're gonna do more stamping. I'm gonna take the polished pink, or you could use the sweet sorbet. Maybe I'll do sweet sorbet and see if that looks a little darker. And we're just gonna stamp some hearts on this right here in the background. So it comes with this little heart stamp too. So we're gonna do that. Okay, hi Donna, thank you for sharing. See if I can stand the lines here. And I don't have to go all the way because our sundae is gonna be in the middle. Okay, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna put this one down. Okay, now we're gonna pop up the sundae glass. So let me find some dimensionals. So some kind of bad Stampin' Up! News. The bunny punch for Easter has sold out, and I'm kind of upset about it because I'm planning an Easter class. And now that one's gone. I mean, the good news is, though, that I think there's 3 different bunnies in the set, and the punch only fit for one of them, so you can fussy cut the bunnies. It's not the end of the world, but kind of disappointing that it's sold out. It's on back order actually, but it's not coming back till May. So, all right. So I just this die also cuts out a little slit. so you can slide your straw in. So that's super handy. They were really thinking there, right? They thought of everything. So I'm just going to put a dimensional over that to hold it in place. Just checking to make sure I'm not too low on the camera tonight. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. And we'll put this right on here. And I think a mini dimensional will be nice for attaching our cherry, or you could just use a glue dot. So here is the cherry on top. Okay, and then we've got a little spoon, and I'm just going to add a little bit of my adhesive right there and mess up my work surface nice and early in the video. I'm going to take a pair of scissors and cut a little tiny strip off the edge of my dimensionals, and just adhere this part right here so that the spoon is pretty secure. I know that's very small, but it's going to work out nicely. And the glass is already popped up, so that's why I'm just using a little seal for this part. So that'll just sit right like that, and that looks pretty good. And then let's just pop up our sentiment, and then we're going to pop the whole thing up onto the pink card base. I've seen this set used in lots of different colors. You can make your sundaes any color you want. Lots of fun. This is a really fun set. And we'll just put that right like that. This is one, you know, when you first get the catalog, you look, and there's some sets that really stand out to you. This was one of the sets that first stood out to me, and I wanted to get. Okay, that's it. I really didn't use any embellishments. I kind of felt like what we had was enough, so I didn't use any ribbon or gems on this one. And that is it. That is our first card. It looks like the images, I'm wondering if I used the same color here. I think I did. It might be a little more vibrant since we used that little mat. All right, card number 1 is finished. All right, so this next one, we're doing kind of a Valentine Sunday card. And I think this would be a really cute Valentine's Day card. And there's still time to make Valentine's Day cards, right? It's not, Valentine's Day isn't for a week. All right, let's put some things away. Okay, so for this next one, I also added this die set, which is Fabulous Frames, and I used this die right here. And like I said, if you're getting the kit, I cut them out already. If you don't want to place an order, if you're a demonstrator or you already have, you know, you just don't want to place an order, you can also buy these make and takes for $20. That includes shipping. You know, shipping is expensive. It's almost half the price of the thing, but I do sell them for $20 also if you just are interested in the kit. Okay, so I started with Sweet Sorbet, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2 inches. Then I took the scalloped contour dies, and we have this really beautiful scallop border, and I just ran it through the machine just like this, okay, and it cut it off right there. And then when I folded it, this is the kind of fold that I had right at the bottom. So I love that die. It's one of my favorites. So then I took a piece of the Designer Series paper, and this is from the one that we used last week, which is the Country Floral, is it Country Floral Bouquet or Designer Series paper? Does it say? Here it is. Country Floral Lane paper. So we used a little heart pattern for that. And this I think I cut to 4 inches by 4 1/8. Now, depending on where you cut this across at the bottom, that may or may not be the right size, right? So yeah, the 4 inches works pretty good. You get a pretty good border right here, but you can see how far that comes down. So I may want to trim that off just a little bit more. So I'm just going to take a little trimmer and just trim just a tad more off of that, and I think it'll work better. I think I'm going to save this row of hearts for another project. Okay, and I think that's going to look better centered right there. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and seal that down while we have it in our hands. Okay, Then I have from that same designer series paper, I have a strip, and that is 4 1/4 by 1 1/2. And so I'm gonna adhere this to the bottom, so when you open it, or not when you open it, but when you look at it, it's got that little border right here. Okay, just like that. Hold on, card avalanche. Okay, so on the inside, I'm just going to put some basic white, and this I cut to 3 by 2 3/8. That's not right. I think I lied. Hold on. What have we got? I think because I cut this one later. This was 4 inches by 3 1/4, or yeah, 3 1/4. So obviously the 4 inches goes this way across. And I'm just going to center that too and just leave a little bit of a border in between. I think when I was cutting these cards, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this piece. I need to make a piece for the inside right here. Okay, so that's going to be the inside, and then we're going to add some hearts to the inside as well. Okay, so let's do our stamping. For this one, we're going to do Smoky Slate. And we've got the little ice cream bowl, which also comes in 2 different pieces. So I'm going to stamp that one with the dark. Then I'm going to take this one, stamp off, and then go over for the lighter color. Okay. And then again, same thing, take a little bit of the packing tape to make it shiny. And just go over it like that. Okay, and then that'll be cut out. It's got another ice cream piece, which is this smaller piece right here. And Sweet Sorbet to match the card. So I'm going to do the dark first, right here. And then I'm just going to stamp off, and now we get our lighter color. So we have 2 different colors of the ice cream from stamping like that. Okay. All right, the other thing we're going to stamp is Be My Valentine, and I'm just going to turn this sideways and do it right here. And we'll do that in Memento. Hold on, I'm reading everything to see what I have. Here's Be My Valentine. And I'm going to stamp it right about here. Okay. Now, same thing. You want to die cut these out. Oh, and also a cherry. And I want to show you what I did with the cherry here for the Sweet Sorbet, which is a little bit darker, which I think looks pretty good. But after I stamped it, I took my black Stampin' Right marker, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that for the stem. Okay, so now I've got the red cherry with a little bit of a black stem on it. Okay, so you just take everything and cut it out like we did before with the die cutting machine. And I've done some die cutting ahead of time, so you don't have to painfully watch me die cut everything. So let me pull out the pieces. We've got this one and this one. We've got another spoon. We've got a cherry. And then we need our little, I might not have, oh yeah, I did. I was like, did I not cut one out? Here's one, all shiny. You can see how it's shiny, okay? Then for the sentiment, I just took my scissors and I'm just gonna cut, freehand cut out around it. Now, you could, of course, I kind of like the way this looked, but you could use some kind of die if you wanted to. I'm going to save these for later so I can make another card. There's always, every sentiment, there's always a die that fits around it. So you can do that, but I kind of like the look of it this way. Okay, I think we've got some pieces ready to go. So this is what I cut out from that Fancy Frames die, and it cuts out in 2 pieces, so I cut it 2 times, right? First I cut it in this Blushing Bride, And then I cut it in white, and I just took one of the pieces from each, and then I have the opposite pieces for another card where the pink's on the inside, the white's on the outside. So we're ready to adhere that to our card. I'm going to use, I think I'm going to try the liquid glue. Let's see how that goes tonight. Let me get it started. Just the sides that are the tricky part, right? Trying to just get a little tiny bit. Okay. Now we'll see if we can get this centered. And this is going to come all the way down to the bottom. Probably a little bit over to the side, but I think that's pretty good. All right, then I'm just going to use Seal to do the inside white because that's super easy. And put that right in the center. Okay. Oops, a little piece of glue. Hold on. There's a solution for every problem. And I have this, just this little glue eraser that I'm just going to pick that piece of glue up with. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to adhere this down. Now you could put this on dimensionals if you wanted to. I'm just putting it flat. Hold on. I can get my glue started. And we'll put that right here. Then we're going to stack our layers. Let me put the darker one on top of the lighter one. Kind of line it up that way. I've got more glue. And then we'll put the whole thing down. Right like that. Now, I've used a little die cut with just some basic white. And it looks like a little spot of whipped cream, right? I'll just add a little bit of adhesive to that and put that right there. And then the cherry, I think I'm going to use a glue dot this time for the cherry. Put that right like that. Okay, now we've got some hearts that we can put on. And I think on the front I used a medium and a couple of small ones. Let's see if I've got my, take your pick. That. And a small one. And a small one. All right, let's do our spoon. And for this one, I'm just gonna use adhesive. I'm gonna use glue for this because it's just gonna be flat anyway. And we'll kind of put it in front. I'm actually putting it, I'm not sure about that heart placement. Let's move the heart down. Okay, let me hold that for a minute till it catches. And dimensionals for our sentiment. If I didn't lose it, which I feel like I did lose it. Uh-oh, I might have to make another one. Oh, here it is. Hiding with my other words. My granddaughter loves ice cream. So she might like this card. All right, so then on the inside, I'm gonna do a big one and a small one. So the dies for this cut out 3 different hearts, a big, a small, and a medium. So I cut it out 2 times, and then I'm saving one of the large hearts for another card, okay? So let's get a little bit of glue and just put these down. Got an extra spoon. All right, just like that. Now, how about some hearts? We've got these beautiful heart pearls this year. So let's just take a few of these and put those on. See if we can get those to face in the right direction. Okay, that's it. Card number 2. Really fun, right? And then you could give some real ice cream with it also. Okay, the next one we're going to do is Life is Sweeter with You. And these are some little waffle cones with some ice cream in it. So, the other die we're going to use for this one is this. And here's the waffle cone die, okay? So you're going to cut it out. It comes out just like this. And you can see it's got the score lines for where to fold it. So we're going to need 2 of those. The other thing is I cut this out of the Blushing Bride again. And it's just a little background that we're going to put on there. All right, I've also added stitched rectangle dies to the card to cut a couple of the pieces. And here are our pieces. I feel like this one has a lot of pieces. Okay, so I've used a thick basic white cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5 score to 4 1/4. This one's going to open this way. We're starting with some of this designer series paper, which is 5.5 by 4 1/4. And this time I'm using this packet right here. And, oh, is this one even open? I think it is. I don't see the name on it, but, oh, wait, hold on. I see it back there. See all the different colors? This has really pretty colors in here with all the different gingham prints. Now, let's see, where's the white piece that tells us the actual real name, Country Gingham 6x6 Designer Series Paper. So we have a piece of that we're going to put down. Just like that. All right, now we need to do some stamping. Okay, and so for this, we're just using the big ice cream. And I used the Sweet Sorbet again because that is the color that is in the gingham. So we're using the big ice cream stamp. And we're going to stamp. And then stamp off so we get our 2 different colors of the ice cream. Look at all these dots, how they come out because of the stamp. That's really cool. Makes it look really good. Okay. The other thing we're going to stamp for this is Life is Sweeter with You. And we have a stitched rectangle already cut out. And we will stamp that in our memento. And this one is going to say Life is Sweeter with You. And it fits perfectly on this die. Let me move, give myself a little bit of room here. Okay. So these get cut out, and I've already cut out a couple, so we've got those already die cut out right like that. We've got our other pieces ready to go. Let me put this aside so I can save it for later. And then we're going to do a little bit of die cutting, right? So I'm giving you this piece in the card kit so that you can die cut this out. So you'll get that. Also some early espresso because from that you're going to cut out a couple of the chocolate toppings, which look like the whipped cream, but they're a little bit bigger. So I've got a couple of those already cut out. So we've got some chocolate topping. Again, with the white, the basic white, we did the whipped cream cut out with the dies and a couple of cherries on top. Let me get the cherries. I cut out a whole bunch of stuff. So we've got plenty of stuff stamped and die cut already. Okay, 2 cherries. That looks good. All right, I've got another strip of the designer series paper that's going to go on the inside of the card with that heart that we saved over from last time. Okay, so this is 5.5 by, I think it's like 1/2 inch. Okay, and this one's actually a little bit longer. I just, when I was cutting, we'll just trim that up, so that's not a problem. So anyway, you'll get a little square of early espresso to die cut your chocolate topping, and then a piece of the crumb cake to die cut your waffle cones. All right, so that comes in. You'll also get this stitch rectangle square that we're going to end up putting right here. But we're going to pop that up. So let's build on that first, okay? So we are going to start by folding our waffle cones. And we're going to add a little bit of adhesive to fold it over. And we're also going to add our ice cream. And you have to cut the ice cream down a little bit to make it fit in here. I mean, you don't have to. Let's see how we can do with this. I don't like it to show, like, see how it's gonna, I like it to kind of be inside a little bit more. So I'm gonna cut mine down, and I'm gonna start by just going across like that. Because see how that fits then? And then I can close it and it's not gonna show as much. I don't really want the whole thing to show too much. I might have to cut a little bit off here too. All right, do I have that where I want it? I think so, kind of, sort of, and fold it over. Okay, so that's one. I'm gonna do the same thing with the lighter sweet sorbet. And do a little bit more cutting. Uh-oh, looks like I cut something, maybe part of one of my toppings off. All right, so let me cut this off and a little bit right here. And then we'll have a little bit of the light pink ice cream in there. A little bit down, a little bit further. Okay, there we go. There's our two ice cream. And then let's add our chocolate topping to both of them. This one right here. It's fun to build a paper sundae, paper ice cream. I love it. I'm going to have to go to liquid glue now to add my whipped cream. Oops. Things are getting sticky. All right, and the cherries, I'm going to go to glue dots again. Is everybody ready for Valentine's Day? Do y'all send Valentine's cards? Do you do gifts for people? Everybody loves chocolate for Valentine's Day, right? Or chocolate covered strawberries. Those are good too. All right, cherry and another cherry. Oops. Come off. Okay, those are our cute little ice cream cones. So let's take this little backdrop piece. And so there's a couple ways you could do this. You could use some of the adhesive sheets and cut it out that way. I like to use my little Zig 2-way pen, and that's what I'm going to use to adhere this. And just, it's easy for me to just glue it up this way. This does a pretty good job of getting on it. So that's what I'm going to use for that. And I'm just going to lay it across on a diagonal, like right here. And just hold that down for a minute. All right, this one, I'm just going to take some seal across the back and put this one across this way. And then this one, I'm going to add a little bit of seal here and pop up right here. And put this one this way. Let's see, I want to get it in just the spot that I want it in. Okie dokie. Now we can pop that up onto our card base. Ah, Nicole says Emmeline likes the ice cream cards. Yes, Emmeline likes ice cream. Emmeline might be getting an ice cream card in the mail. Emily has ice cream pajamas too. Very, very cute. All right. So I'm going to put this a little bit off this way so we can put the sentiment down here, which I'm going to add a little bit of seal right here, like we always do, and add some dimensionals to the other areas. Right here, right here. Uh-oh, what was that? And put that right about here on the card. I think like that. Okay. I probably could use another dimensional underneath here. Let me add one. We'll try and sneak one in. Okay, good. All right, the last thing we want to do is just add a little bit of embellishment. This kind of looks like it's falling off, right? Falling off the ice cream. And I'm going to use for that some of our pastel adhesive sequins. We used these last week. I'm still obsessed with these because they're absolutely beautiful. So we'll put a couple of big ones. Right like that. Hold on, I'm having a problem with my take your pick. And then some of the small ones. Okay. For the inside, we've got, you know, an all white card, so we're just going to add a little bit of something to it. So we'll just take some tape runner, put something across the bottom right here, clip it off like that, and then we'll just add that leftover heart that we had. We'll just put a little adhesive on that and pop it on the card. Just like that. All right, so that is it. Life is sweeter with you. Card number 3. Now this next one is a gift bag, and I think it's kind of fun. I found these this cute little, it looks like a root beer float right here, right? And they're root beer Santa drops. I got these on Amazon. So I wanted to make a little box to put them in, and you can give this away as a nice gift. Okay, so we're gonna make this box, and it's pretty easy to make. Let me put some of these aside. Hold on. Cleaning up for a second. Okay, what I've added to this one too is we use the scallop dies again, but I also added for the sentiment from the Stylish Shapes dies this little banner die. Again, pre-cut for you. It'll come just like this. This is the card base, and I'm going to go over that with you. All right, so I started with Very Vanilla, and this is 11 inches by 7 inches, okay? And it is scored on the long side at, it looks like, hold on, I got it. I'm confused about it really quick. I hope I did this right. I didn't do this right. This is not right. Because as you can see, it's going to fold like that, and that's not right. So let's do a new one. Which is fine. I can show you how we do it. So we're going to take a piece of the Very Vanilla. And 11 by 7. So let me pull out my little arm. So we're going to start with 11, which it is 11. Okay, by 7. For some reason, I was thinking it was 11 and a half for a second, but I lost my mind, and it's not. So we'll cut it at 7. Now, the thing I love about the Stampin' Up cutter is that it's got the little piece in here to do your scoring. So we are going to score this. Now, let me think about it. Here's my diagram that I did when I made the card, okay? So we're going to start at 4 inches. Then we're going to add 1 inch, so that goes to 5 inches. Another 4 inches, so we're going to go to 9 inches. And then we're going to go to 10 inches. Just like that. Okay. And then on the short side, we're just going to score at 1 inch across the bottom. just like that. Okay, now we're in business and we're ready to go. So we're gonna start by doing some folding. And we're gonna just make a really nice box. And then move on across the bottom like that. I'm glad I kept my little diagram that I did. Okay, now we do need to do a little bit of clipping here. So you can see this is how it's coming out. This is going to be the flap that holds it shut. So this piece right here, we do not need. So I'm going to cut here, and we're just going to get rid of that one completely. Okay, we don't need that. Then I'm going to cut along the lines of these other short pieces down here. Okay, and then if you want to make it a little bit fancier, you can just kind of clip off the edges here into a tiny little triangle just to make it close a little bit better. Okay, let me pull these little pieces out. So you can see this is what we had, pretty easy so far, right? So this is our box. It's going to close like this, right? This is going to go on the inside here. So we want to keep that in mind. So let's start with that. Now you should use some pretty strong adhesive here. I'm just using some Seal. And I'm looking, do I have my, I don't see that I have, hold on, my Seal Plus handy, because that's probably a good thing to use too. Or to use some tear and tape or something strong. Even the liquid glue works pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to fold this onto itself right like this. Okay. And you can see that's going to make our box. Now I've got my seam over here, and I'm going to try and put everything kind of towards the back. So I'm going to make this the front of my card right here. So I want that to be folded in last, okay? So I'm going to start by putting a little bit of, let me put, I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I guess I can do some liquid glue. Just do a little bit of liquid glue here. Liquid glue here, and then fold those in and fold this over, okay? All right, then you're just gonna seal it up here and make sure it's nice and square and flush. And if you need to, you can stick something down there to make sure those little flaps are touching the bottom, which they are. And we just need to let this dry for a few minutes, okay? So, all right, so then we're going to do some stamping, and this time we used soft suede to do our stamping. Okay, so same that we did before, and let me get out, I want to get the pink off of this before I use it. So let me just clean that off really quick. And we're going to do this in the dark color first. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna stamp off. Whoa, it's probably gonna mess it up just a little bit, but it's okay. Now it looks like we have root beer in a glass, right? We're gonna take some of the packing tape again, just to make it really shiny for our root beer float glass. Whoops. Kind of missed on that one. Hold on. All right, I'm not gonna be able to get that up, but anyway, you get the idea. That's what we're doing, right? And then the same thing you want to do. The this time I stamped off for the ice cream. Let me clean this one. No pink. So we have a nice lighter root beer color, right? For that. And then in the sweet sorbet, the cherry again, and the little straw thing. And then send those through your die cutter and cut them out. So here is our glass. And here is our little ice cream part of the float. More glue. Here's a straw. And now we need a cherry. Here's a cherry. And what else do we need? A spoon. Of course we need a spoon. All right. So we've got our little parts here. We also need to put Celebrate on our banner. And this time I used the Early Espresso. You could also use the Memento again if you wanted to. I was just kind of sticking with the brown theme. Put that right in the middle. And that is it. All right, got those all sealed up. Hold on for a second because I need a baby wipe. All right, gotta get my hands all cleaned off. Okay. All right, do we have all of our parts? All right, so this paper right here is the it's the designer series paper that goes with the colors, right? So this is Neutral's designer series paper, and it's got all the different neutral colors in it. I think it has 2 sheets of each. So we're using the soft suede from that, and we're going to use the dot pattern. Okay, it's got 2 different patterns. There's like dots, stripes, plaid, and on the other side of the stripes is like a flower pattern. So you have lots of patterns to choose from when you get that paper. So this is 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. All right. So I guess this is probably dry enough. We can start putting this together. I'm going to add a lot of seal to this so that it stays on really well. Just like that. Okay. Then I cut for the inside, and this is just very vanilla again with the scalloped contours dies. Okay, then I cut this piece to go inside out of that same paper with the little stripe pattern. Okay, and this is 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. This one might be my favorite, although I think, didn't I say the pink one was my favorite? But I like the root beer float one too. Okay, and then out of that same DSP, I also cut a couple pieces from the sides. So these are 5 3/4 by 7/8 of an inch. So these are going to go on the side of our box. And let's see if I can get enough to kind of have it go up to the edges. Whoops. Uh-oh. Hold on. I think I just messed up my... Okay, I'm out. So I need some more adhesive. So, and if you wanted to, you could do the back of the box too. I left the back of the box very vanilla and didn't decorate it. I think it's fine like that, but if you wanted to, you definitely could. But I just did the sides and the front. Okay, so let's layer up on here. We're going to get dimensionals and make our root beer float. All right about here. Let's put our straw in our little ice cream part again. Oops. Cute. Oh, thanks, Pam. She says she loves this box. All right, Donna, I think you said earlier that you said that's your favorite set, and I have seen some of the cards that Donna made with this set, and they are beautiful. All right, I feel like I need, oh, I didn't peel off the backing, that's why. There we go. Now it's going to go where it's supposed to. Okay, mini dimensional for the cherry. Whoops, hold on. Too little. My fingers are too big. This is putting me in the mood for a root beer float right now too. I love root beer floats, so good. Okay, spoon, we're just gonna put this down this time with just a little bit of glue down flat. And we'll put it right here next to our float. I feel like this is popping up a little, so let's get a mini dimensional to put underneath. Oops. All right, hold on. It won't come off. It's history. Okay. Let's try and slide that underneath. I can get it to stick for a second. Okay, I think that's better. Make sure it's tucked all the way under because we don't want our slip to show. All right. So let us pop this up onto our bag. And then the candy that I got in the little package already has a hole at the top, so that's perfect for putting the ribbon through. And we're just going to tie that and then drop it in. Okay, so this goes right on the front like this. And then we're going to do our same trick that we always do. I need a new seal. And put this at the top and dimensionals at the bottom. Actually, I don't think I'm going to put dimensionals. I think I'll just do seal, because most of it's on the popped up part anyway. So we'll do like that. Then I'm just going to take some of our basic rhinestone jewels and just pick up a couple of these to put on. So we'll put one there, one there, and let's get a bigger one out. Come on. Right like that. Okay, let's get a little bit of the ribbon. So the ribbon I used for this, I think, coordinates nicely because it picks up some of the silver. And this is the silver metallic, it's silver metallic edge ribbon. And it's kind of that off-white also. So we're just going to tie some of this around our bag. It's got the little hole in it already. Looks like it needs a little bit of help though, because it's not punched all the way through. But it came like that from Amazon. And I'm sure it's because they like, you know, stores like to put it on a little peg or whatever in the store. So I'm just going to send this through and tie it. I've been wanting to use this ribbon, but I haven't really used it yet. Because I really don't use the Very Vanilla that often, and most of my stuff is based in white. But I really do like it. It's pretty, pretty, pretty ribbon. Okay, that's it. Let me just trim this up a little bit. These are not the scissors that I usually use for ribbons, so there. Okay, and then we can just put these little drops right in here, and then when you give it to them, they can just pull it out nice and easily. Okay, I think we're finished with that. So we've done all of our projects. We've made our little gifts. We've made all of our cards. Let me just bring them back to show you again. You're the cherry on top. Be my Valentine. Life is sweeter with you. Fun set to play with, right? I really like this set. It's a lot of fun. Okay, let me go over a couple quick things with you, and then I will show you what we're doing next week, because I'm kind of excited about next week's cards too. They're going to be fun. So if you would like, hold on, let me pull everything over. The project and measurement sheet for this, you can email me at sunshineandsparklestamping@gmail.com, and I will be happy to send you the measurements and the supply list for that. If you place an order with me of $35 or more, not only will you get the make and takes, but you'll also get the Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial. And this is the one that just came out for February. This is where 10 of us demonstrators got together and we do a card each month, and everyone does a PDF, so you'll get the instructions for all the cards that are in here, and this will be emailed to you with a $35 or more order. This is the card that I did for the tutorial, and this is with the By the Bay suite, I think it is. So I made a little sympathy card, just like that. All right, so you would get that for free too. And then keep in mind, if you bump up to a $50 order, you also get a celebration item. So that's a lot of free stuff, which is good. Paper Pumpkin, as always, by February 10th to order. This is Sunshine and Smiles this time. Isn't that cute? The paper and the little frogs and stuff. And this coordinates with the Rain or Shine Sweet collection, which is really fun. And just to kind of show you, here's the paper pumpkin that I had from this last month. It comes with everything you need to make cards or treats. Look at this, how cute the stamp set was. Let me show you some of the cards that were made with this kit. Some cute little Valentine's cards. Love is the key to my Valentine. This was just a really fun kit. So if you're interested in, and then there was a little add-on which had some little treat boxes that you could put some candy in. So lots of fun. Paper Pumpkin, an inexpensive, good way to start because you get a little ink spot, you get the stamps, adhesive, envelopes, cards, everything in the kit to play around. Okay, I think that's all I have to show you. I pulled this card out from earlier. We did this in the fall with that basket set, and just a reminder that this is an alternative for Valentine's Day too. We made this card back then, but with the hearts, it can easily be a Valentine's Day card. All right, so next week, we're going to use another celebration item, and we're going to use On the Farm, which is a really fun set. So these are the cards that we'll make for next week. I have this happy birthday card, and this opens into a pop-up card. And it says, I don't know if you can see at this angle, it says from all of us. So it just opens up like that. So we'll make that card next week. Thinking happy thoughts of you. Today is a good day. Really, really cute paper and fun to make. And then I have these little raspberry pink pig gummies, which are delicious, by the way. Cute little pigs, and this is just a cute little gift bag. So I hope you can join me next week. And I want to say thank you to everybody for watching my video and coming to craft with me tonight. I hope everyone has a great rest of the week, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.